Alright, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm your professional astrologer, and you can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. And I'm having a special, and I would like you to, this is what it is, go to my website and sign up for my newsletter that goes out twice a month. Has everything on it you would ever want to know about what I'm doing. And if you sign up, what I will be doing over the next few months is choosing 3 people every month for a free 20-minute astrology session with me, and this is a phone session. But if the response is huge, then I will pick 3 a week. So come to my website, join my subscription, and good luck. So today I want to talk about December and what's going on for December. So we have this major cardinal T-square going on. And so the beginning of this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and then the next little piece will be more specific to each zodiac sign, okay? So just listen in. You won't even know I'm doing it. I'm just going to cut and paste. So I want you to know we have between December 4th and December 10th, and that's the intense period. We can feel it a little bit on either side. We have Mars in the sign of Libra. Mars in Libra can be passive-aggressive. Our actions, we're looking for our actions to be controlled and balanced, but they typically don't feel controlled and balanced. That's why we're looking for that to happen. All right? Then we also have Mars making a square aspect to Pluto right around the 8th and 9th of December. And when Mars squares Pluto, this is obsession and this is controlled power is what we would call it. But we're looking for action. Mars in Libra wants action. Pluto in Capricorn is looking for those deep-rooted changes, those deep-rooted transformational pieces. Now, I know we're in Sagittarius time of year, but it feels very Scorpio to me because we do have some Scorpio stuff still lingering. So this means that whatever was going on and whatever is, transforming and coming up and out of us, like this, deep volcano, things are coming up and out, we can really feel it rumbling right now. Allow this healing process to happen. Allow this process to erupt. Because on December 10th, Mars will be in an opposition to Uranus, and that is quick, sudden shifts and changes. All right, so that's what we have. Mars and Uranus are in an opposition to each other, and then Pluto is, whatever direction, doesn't matter, is in a square to both of those. And Mars is the faster moving planet, so it's the one triggering everything. So that means we're seeking and searching for balance now that we've gone through some sort of deep and very deep transformation that has come from very much within and is coming up and out. All right? Allow this process to happen so you can heal. Deep things from the past will be coming up for all of this. So that's the hardest part of all of what's going on with this cardinal T-square. But when they're cardinal, that means it is about shifting and changing, and we're going to allow that to happen. Now, to finish off this general piece of what's going on in the middle of December, actually it's the first 10 days of December, we also have Mars is making a sextile to the Sun in Sag, and so the Sun in Sagittarius is making connections throughout this T-square, and they're positive connections. He's trining Uranus and a sextile to Mars, semi-sextiles to Pluto. So the Sun will help to put that silver lining and give us opportunities if we allow the transformation to happen that this T-square is asking of us. Because Mars, Uranus, and Pluto are the heavy hitters when they're together. It's like the mob coming through and making a change. It really is. Breathe, stay centered. If you practice yoga, it's just like, standing on one foot. You feel that straight, calm, centered, no matter what's going on around you. Allow these shifts to come up and out. All right, so on December 4th to December 30th, we also have Venus in the sign of Scorpio. So it moves in there on December 4th. When Venus is in the sign of Scorpio once a year, usually about 3.5 weeks, we get to focus in on our love relationships and what is going on there, and also the things that we love. So let me address both of these, and then we'll get to the house that it is for you. So, love relationships, how we love, what we love. When it's in the sign of Scorpio, when Venus moves into Scorpio, she can become very obsessive and very passionate. That's a fun piece. Or jealous. Not so fun. We can feel there's something going on under the surface if we're not open and honest all the time. there is a period here where our relationships, our love relationship especially, is going through a deep transformation. There needs to be a look at what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on under the surface. And if you're feeling uneasy, excuse me, if you're feeling uneasy, then it's in a relationship, then it's time to address this, because transformation must happen. It will happen one way or another. It'd be good if you were to initiate it. Because if you're feeling obsessed or jealous or uneasy in a relationship, those are all based in fear. And we don't want that. That's not a healthy way to be in a relationship with anybody, especially ourselves. So work on that and go through that process in that internal check to see where your love relationship is, and then have the conversation if you need to. We have Mercury coming into Capricorn soon, and I'll get to that in a second, and that will help. But, so you can say also, well, I'm not in a love relationship, so how am I going to use this Venus in Scorpio? Well, the way you're going to use the Venus in Scorpio is through the things that you love, the things that mean stuff to you, you know, the things that you're passionate about. Usually it's how we create beauty, or the beauty we have around us, whether we love to decorate, we love to paint. My Taurus piece, I love to collect rocks. I got a ton of them over here. Someday I'll show you. You know, and so what do you do with that? You know, that Venus in Scorpio helps us to take our skills, our talents, and transform them into something else. So that, to me, it sounds like a hobby. So we take a hobby, something that we really love. Hobbies are things that we love to do. And if we choose at this point in time, we can actually take that and transform that into a stream of income. Because that's what that energy is all about. So take these energies and focus at it. And so it is in what house? So Leo, this is going on in your 4th house. And with all of this going on in the 4th house, that means all of the dynamics of everything I've just said goes on where home and family is. You know, in the natural chart, that 4th house represents home, family, past lives, the karmic history that we bring in. So there is something that is transforming for you in a major, major way. Now Scorpio energy is all about transformation. It's typically where we hold our Scorpio, and you guys hold it in that 4th house. We tend to go through the biggest transformation. And so that is through your family, through the dynamic of your genealogy, your history, and all of that. So that's where all that Scorpio stuff's going on, whether you're being creative with family members, or, you know, the family members that you love, you're going through this deep transformation. There is something going on there that is important in your life, and it's all about shifting your life to something that's very different than what you've known so far. These transformations are all planned. We plan this stuff ahead of time, I believe, some of this anyways. And so allow this transformation to happen, and use meditation, prayer, or whatever you can to just to ease your way into the shifts and changes that are happening. All right, this is really important for all of us anyways. On December 9th, Mercury will enter the sign of Capricorn, and I promised I'd talk about that in a second. And so here it is, and this goes on in your solar 6th house. Mercury, planet of communication, in the sign of Capricorn is all about being very wise. It's about taking things seriously. It's about taking communication serious. And when we move around, or we have conversations, or we want to read things, or we want to learn something, we're going to use Capricorn energy, at least for the 3 weeks that it's in this sign, December 9th through the end of the year, into a little bit into January. We'll be focusing in on the important seriousness of communicating. Mercury is typically in its natural state is very airy, very flighty, can be very, very social, because it's in charge of Gemini and Virgo, so it's all about little details. But when it's in the sign of Capricorn, it is the person who is very wise and very organized and just wants to get down to the paperwork and get things taken care of. Works perfectly in your solar 6th house, because that 6th house is all about what our daily tasks and duties are in service to others. So you might end up stepping it up and doing something very different for yourself, or finding a new way to serve your community, or what you're doing at work can go through a little bit of a shift too, because that 6th house is our work, our everyday routine, and everyday activities. Pluto's already in there, been in there for a long time. Mercury's just once a year comes to make a conjunction to Pluto, and it happens this year on the 19th of December. And so that will just increase, just give Pluto just like a little hit, a little tag you're it, and it just reminds us that we're going through some type of shift and change in the foundation, at work, at home, and in our daily routine. Should be pretty easy to handle. It's not a big hard hit. December 20th, Mercury does make a square to Uranus, so that's just the next day. So out of the blue, something is going to be different. It's just going to throw a monkey wrench into the day. December 20th, watch for that. Personally, I think it's probably just going to be some bad weather that's going to keep people from their plans, but you never know. Plans can shift and change pretty quickly when Mercury and Uranus are square. So, hey, who knows how that's going to work out? It's always unknown when Uranus is involved. The next day, December 21st, is the winter solstice, so we can celebrate settling in and rearranging our lives and just getting into something that is more stable and organized for us. It's just the time of year where we really get kind of hunker down and really get into some serious things. It's good. Sun in Capricorn is all about business. It's very business oriented. But then, December 25th, Christmas Day, full moon in the sign of Cancer. So Christmas Eve, the moon's in Cancer, and then Christmas Day, the moon's in Cancer as a full moon. This is kind of nice. Goes on, it's in your solar 12th house, but the point is that this is an opportunity where we're going to want to feel like we're at home. For you who have it in the solar 12th house, that would be you with Leo rising. You might want to honor your ancestors during Christmas this year. All right? But bringing family together is the main idea with this full moon. The new moon and the full moon forecast is always a separate one for those, so come and subscribe to this channel. Just click that button below this video, subscribe, and you'll be notified when those go up. They're not up yet. They will be by the time we get closer, okay? But can't know until you subscribe, so please subscribe and share this information. I appreciate that. And then I just want to move on to the last day of the year, December 31st. On that day, the moon will make a conjunction to Jupiter. That happens once a month. What's special about it is that Jupiter is at 23 degrees of Virgo. The eclipse we had in September was at 20 Virgo. So September 13th, October 13th, November, and now, even though this is the end of December, that 20, 22, 23 degrees of Virgo, even 19, 18 degrees of Virgo, it's a hot spot in the chart for a little while. 6 months to a year, honestly, and intensely the first 3 months. Jupiter's kind of picking on that spot right now because it's there, and the moon's going to come in and trigger it. So all of this goes on in your second house. If this is in your second house, what do you value? What are you valuing, and what do you value? Think about that and realize that you should know by now whatever that eclipse was supposed to do for you, if it did anything. The only way to find out for sure what was going on is to have your own personal private session. I do those. Contact me if you're interested. But releasing and letting go, we're in that waning moon phase now. And so letting go of things. So tomorrow, January 1st, people love to make New Year's resolutions. You go right ahead and do them. I personally save it for my New Year, which is my birthday. You should do the same. But if you want to get into the game of things, the moon is waning during January 1st, so it's not necessarily a good day to set goals, but it is a good day to release things that no longer you do not want to take from 2015 into 2016. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching till the end. Please come to my website and subscribe to my newsletter so you can enter into that contest, and hopefully I'll be calling you soon for your free 20-minute session. And that's what I am going to do it, I promise. I will list it on my website, who wins, first name and last initial. Thank you, blessings, and namaste, with gratitude.